Lane's brain was never the same as ours. Like, he could solve any math problem in his head. Like he could calculate the cost of a full cart of groceries before we even got to the checkout, with tax, in doubloons. But after it happened, it's like he was just broke. And I mean, I'm not broke financially And we did talk about doing it as a married couple, but he didn't do it till long after I was out of the picture. And by himself, however that works.
He has a heart of gold.
I trust we get into it before we get into it, but I must make a note. I'm a celebrity go-between celebrities, not a civilian go-between celebrities.
Lane is brilliant, but with such a simple idea, really anybody could have done it. Listen, it was really terrible back then. It was like some sort of third world country. Tent cities everywhere, garbage, the traffic was horrible. I'm pretty sure I would have come up with it myself given enough time.
I'm sure none of your viewers are familiar with the unique Hollywood jargon, so I'll break it down for you. We commonly refer to Lane's condition as a acute form of post-traumatic stress disorder, or as we in the business like to refer to as PTSD.
No shit he blamed himself. What are you, geniuses from BuzzFeed News or something? But to answer your query, no, he never drove again. But he didn't do a lot of things again, except wander around with that nasty old can of nothingness.
While Hollywood generally embraces the use of self-reenactment therapy in post-traumatic stress disorder as the only valid form of psychotherapeutic method in alleviating the pain of tragedy, we sometimes confuse tragedy for comedy, leading us to believe that our toolbox is rusty, when actually what is tarnished is our self-image, leading to the claim of the tragedy/comedic juxtaposition, which is part of the confusion. So even though we intuitively understand that our memory is perpetually in a constant state of flux, I know. But even though we intuitively understand this, we are powerless to do anything about it. So is it really so incomprehensible that Lane, given his particular set of circumstances, is powerless to act, to what we call function? But with self-reenactment therapy, he can see himself through his actions to that foreign country, that rusty toolbox, and do things differently.
So basically, what you're saying is that Lane had to reenact some version of the experience to get over the tragedy he felt he caused.
That's exactly what I just said, you idiot. Exactly.
It wasn't just beneficial for me, well, and Lane, of course, but also for all the homeless carpoolers. Carpoolers is the politically correct term these days. Carpoolers.
We call ourselves Laners, after Lane, and what we do to keep the stars not over our heads.
I made that unicorn my bitch!
I can't remember who said it exactly. Was it Nietzsche or Heidegger? Or was it that Frenchie, Camus? But, like whomever said it, it was as if Lane sentenced himself to pushing a boulder of absurdity up a mountain for eternity. Or at least until he could forgive himself for what ultimately wasn't his fault, which led to the application which catapulted him through tragedy to celebrity, like in a movie full of exposition that constantly breaks the show don't tell rule.
Dude, he's like my Kanye. Is it still legal to say Kanye?
I think he was just looking for a ride to the beach.
Well, it is my understanding that Lane had one of those moments that, my good friend Oprah refers to as a aha moment.
And in no time, anyone who needed to get anywhere in double time was downloading the Carpool Lane app.
which is not an uncommon step when applying the method as a therapeutic paradigm via a valid psychotherapeutic method. Which, by the way, clearly explains the ever-present rusty old coffee can. It was a coffee can, in case you wonder.
We gave everyone without a home a cell phone, with the Carpool Lane app pre-installed, of course, and before you knew it, the tent cities began to disappear.
Thank you for taking the time, Mr. Lane. I just have one question. Can you tell us about the, old coffee can that you've been seen with so many times?
Old coffee can?